It is Mark and Nancy here on NileFM Drive for a Thursday afternoon. And we're very lucky, Nancy, aren't we?
We are indeed. So excited.
Got a lovely guest with us. Who we got with us?
We've got the very own director of IRONMAN 70.3, Mr. Hassan Khalifa.
Hello.
Hi, how are you guys?
Hi, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
It's really nice to have you here. Now, tell us, what's your background? How did you become involved in IRONMAN 70.3?
I'm a co-founder of Stamina Sports and Fitness. It's a sports organization that we do triathlon training, function training, a lot of different types of sports in different locations. And personally, I've been involved in attending a lot of races all over the world, participating in the Ironman races in Bahrain, Dubai,
Amazing.
Oman, several to Turkey.
So what happened? What makes you first want to do this? Did your TV break or something and you think, well, I'm going to have to do something now. I'm going to have to go out and do some racing or something?
You have kids and you started running outside the house as much as possible.
Just trying to find an excuse to leave the house. Okay, well, tell everybody, for anybody who doesn't know, what is the Ironman race and what is the 70.3 bit of it?
Well, in general, first of all, the Ironman race started in Hawaii with a bunch of people who bunch of cyclists, runners, and swimmers, and we wanted to know who's the strongest man or woman out of them. So we decided to do this race in Hawaii, in Kona, and it mainly whoever won it, we're going to call them the Ironman, and that was 40 years ago, and then it evolved from one country to the other, and we started having this organization to promoting these races all over the world.
Wow.
When did it come to Egypt?
Well, we're the first people to bring them to Egypt.
Amazing.
There has been other local events, smaller races, but as an Ironman brand, it's the first time ever to come to Egypt.
And we noticed that it was called Ironman 70.3. So what's the 70.3 bit about it?
The 70.3 is the race is actually the 70.3 is 1.9 kilometer swim.
Okay.
90 kilometer cycling and
90?
90.
Right,
Whoa.
okay.
And 21 kilometer run, which is a half a marathon at the end. If you combine all these numbers together, and since it's an American brand, and turn it into 2 miles, it's 70.3.
Wow. Right, okay.
No wonder.
So you just mentioned those three main disciplines. Tell us a bit about those and the kind of difficulties that people might come into with those kind of disciplines, and what you need to be able to get through those kind of distances.
Well, in general, you need the commitment for all of them. If you show up every day and you start practicing, you do usually one sport or two sports together, and then you build up until you do all three together. But again, it's the commitment of showing up every morning and practicing and making sure that the load of the practice works up to that total distance that you want to reach.
Wow, it sounds like a lot. But I know that we have so many people who are fitness mad listening right now, who are so wanting to do this. We're going to find out some more information about it in just a moment. We're here with Hassan Khalifa, who is the director of IRONMAN 70.3 Egypt, and is our guest today on the show. We'll talk some more about it in just a moment. This is 104.2 Nile FM with Paloma Faith. Our guest today is Hassan Khalifa. If you've got any questions, by the way, about Ironman, 015-5955-1042.
Yeah, please let us know if you have any more details after we've spoken to Hassan Khalifa. And yeah, so basically, back to the point. We're talking about Ironman 70.3, the event that's happening in Egypt towards the end of the year in November. So where will the event be hosted, Hassan?
The event's going to be hosted in Sal Hashish in November 19th. We chose that location because of the November is a great time to be on the Red Sea, the hot weather at that time. So we're expecting a lot of foreigners to fly in. Hopefully,
so it'll be too hot for them because they're delicate little flowers, aren't they? I know those foreigners are like.
How will the weather be then? In Sal Hashish,
swimming suits everywhere. It's going to be nice,
so
and it's nice and
summertime.
warm. we've been there so many times that during November, and it's pretty nice to swim and sunbathe after the race. It's pretty cool.
So November's a good time.
It's a great time
for the race to be held. When exactly is the race being held?
It's on November 19th.
Okay.
We already opened registration for people to register for the race, and we have a lot of people already signed up for the race, and we actually have 47 people from different countries already flying in.
Amazing.
What is it with the whole COVID thing? Because obviously by then we should be fine, right?
Hopefully,
inshallah.
Yeah, fingers crossed. By then, all this will be behind us. I think it will be. We wanted to talk about those three disciplines particularly.
Yeah, because I was having a look at all of those disciplines, and I wanted to know more about what the disciplines actually were. So if you'd kindly let us know.
Again, we swim 1.9 kilometers, and then you cycle for 90 kilometers, and then you run for 21 kilometers, all right after each other. So you have to be fit enough to to do.
But what I like about it, so you're here in February, and it's not until November, so people have got time to really train for this, and to perhaps, if they haven't set a goal for themselves, and they're a kind of person who like to set goals for themselves, they can set a goal. This be their goal for 2021.
Exactly, but this is why I'm here today. That we wanted to promote a healthy lifestyle for everybody around Egypt, to start participating in something different, something new, have a new objective, new goal to get. There are so many different entities you could go and work out in different locations all over Egypt to reach that goal. And Ironman 70.3 Egypt in November will be that goal to conquer at the end of the year.
Which is the most difficult of those three that people find generally the hardest?
It's different from one person to the other, but usually people are afraid from the swimming. Everybody complains about swimming. People are not comfortable in the water.
Right.
Although it is the shortest discipline, and when people get into it, we find that it's the easiest at the end. The problem is the hardest one for me personally is the running after all this cycling, after 90 kilometers of cycling. Your legs become wobbly and while you run for a while.
It'd be quite funny to watch though. It's just like everyone's like wobbling around all over the place. No, I mean, but how do you get the strength to do that? I can't quite comprehend it myself. After doing that swimming and after doing the 90 kilometers of cycling, to then go, right, a little bit of a run for me now. How do you get that?
Well, again, practice. We keep practicing, but besides the workout, actually the swimming and the cycling and the running, there's a lot of other factors that you have to consider. One is nutrition. You have to eat properly on the bike throughout the 90 kilometers. So when you leave the bike, you could be able to run properly without getting any cramps or. You have to eat. The nutrition is very important.
So what are you eating on the bike? Like fries, cheesy fries, burger,
exactly,
fried chicken.
Anything that gets you all the way, but there's probably people use gels or dates, anything that could give you power to
superfoods.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
There's some power bars that you leave as soon as you get off the bike, you're able to run.
Wow.
So how long before do you have to actually train for this?
We recommend that you need 6 months of training before you enter a race like that, to be properly prepared, to finish the race in a good time. That's 6 months will be an adequate time.
Okay, 6 months might be how long it'll take me to complete it, I think. We're going to get into how long it takes to do the Ironman and the kind of times that people are completing it in as well. We'll get into that in just a moment. We'll come back with Hassan Khalifa from Ironman 70.3. If it's something that you would like to do, we'll tell you how you can find out more information as well. It is Mark and Nancy and our special guest, Hassan Khalifa. Hello, Hassan. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Thanks for very good. Thank you very much. Thanks for being here with us. You're the director of Ironman 70.3 Egypt. And for anyone who's just tuned in, just have a little recap of what Ironman is.
Ironman is a 2 kilometer swim, a 90 kilometer cycling, and a 21 kilometer run. And after you finish, you're called an Ironman.
Or imagine, or Iron Woman,
or Iron Woman, both.
Yes, Iron Woman. Indeed. Thank you, Mark. That is so great.
Well, you can be. I'm trying to get you to do this. I'm trying to put you forward for it, so that you could be an Iron Woman.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd happily accept, only if you join me, Mark.
Oh, well, let's discuss that later. Hassan, we're talking about those. I mean, there's huge distances, especially for the cycling seems like a long way, but I guess you're cycling. So, about how long would all that take then, the race? How long would someone to finish the entire thing in?
For that kind of race, so usually it takes an average of 6 hours to finish.
Right.
Some people, and the cutoff time is 7.5 hours. Actually, sorry, 8 hours.
Okay.
But usually people finish it in 6 hours.
What do you mean the cut-off time?
If you don't finish by 8 hours,
Everyone will have packed up and gone home.
Exactly.
Oh, no.
There'll be nobody there.
Yeah.
It's like someone's still swimming.
Bless. No, but by then you'd be trained enough to try and finish it within
Yes.
Exactly.
the 6 hour cutoff time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Each discipline, if you work on it from now, you will finish in a good time, and you will be good enough for the finish line, ready to celebrate.
Now, what's the quickest time that you have done it in?
For me, it was 6 hours. I'm an average guy, and 6 hours is my.
Well done.
Well, but the thing is, though, if someone's a bit worried about particularly one of them, perhaps they need stabilizers on their bike or something, they don't have to do all three of the disciplines themselves in one race.
Exactly. We have the relay option that
Okay.
you could find, make a team of 3, and each one will do his own discipline, but and become a team effort at the end.
Wow.
That's absolutely perfect. Now you can join me, Mark. We can relay this thing together.
Okay.
All right. So I can do the swimming
Okay.
and you can do the running.
Okay.
And then we'll have the cycling.
Oh, funny. Right. So, but what is the? We know we've got different people involved. The government's been involved in helping with the event as well. Tell us about that.
Yes, the sports and youth authorities have been helping Dr. Ashraf Sobhi and his team. Have been putting a lot of effort with us to make sure that event is online and ready to go, and by the time it goes. So we've been really supportive of all the help that we need to get this race organized by then.
And do you think this event will benefit Egypt itself as well?
Yes, of course. We're targeting that we have around 2,500 participants in that race, in that one day race. And as I said before, we already have 47 different nationalities are attending this race. In November, we're trying to push that we have a lot of tourists like come and come to Egypt. When we start to get the tourism pushed back again to Egypt again.
Mm-hmm.
So it will benefit Egypt and the hotels, the restaurants, anybody, all the entities who will be in Egypt.
So it's definitely benefiting the touristic side of things in Egypt.
Exactly, and especially we're promoting that the people, whoever comes and do the race, we don't usually come and do a race for one day. We usually come in with our families. We could go on tours. We could go to Luxor, Aswan.
There's other stuff they can do.
So many things.
Diving.
Oh, so you
down
can.
there.
Exactly,
bring your family as
it's a
well.
whole family trip.
That's so lovely.
So you do the race one day, and then the rest of the family could enjoy the.
Yeah, I mean, what is it? What is the kind of person that does this? 'Cause, people travel the world going to the different kind of races, doing these kind of triathlons all over the world, and go from country to country. I know you do the same as well. You go to different countries to take part in them. Is it a certain kind of person that has that inside them to do that kind of thing, or what does it take?
It takes commitment. If you're committed to one thing, you will get there. It takes a lot of patience, commitment, and a goal that you're an objective. I don't usually like to train without an end. I want to train and then reach that objective or goal that I want to conquer. And this is what the people like me usually attend those kinds of races. And
well, I know we have lots of people like that who are very much interested in this kind of thing. If you want more information, we're going to be giving you that in just a moment. Stay here. It's NileFM with Hassan Khalifa from IRONMAN 70.3 Egypt, taking place this November. We're joined by Hassan Khalifa, the director of IRONMAN 70.3 Egypt. And if you've been listening, you'll know that, hang on, the distances in kilometers of the 3 disciplines, is that right, Hassan?
yes,
In miles, add up to 70.3.
exactly.
Yay!
Well done. What are the distances?
The distances, 90 for the cycling.
That's right.
22.
One.
1 for the swimming.
Running.
Running. What's the swimming?
So 2 kilometers, 1.9 exactly. Yeah.
1.9.
Oh yeah, that'll do. That'll do. So we were talking about the family element of this. It's a great event that you have for kids as well.
Yes, the day before the race, we have a kids race. So again, it's a family trip. You can come in with your family.
Lovely.
You could enjoy the kids having their own race. But you're gonna everybody gets a medal at the end of the day. So everybody gets to participate. We have a village where everybody could Ironman village where people could buy stuff, buy merchandise.
Wow.
A lot of different food restaurants are going to be opening up there at the same time. Again, it's a whole family experience that everybody could enjoy together.
That's absolutely great, isn't it?
It
I'd
is.
love to go now.
Yeah, and what is the kids' race part of it?
Actually, the kids race is two parts. There's all the little kids. We run for 1 kilometer.
Okay.
And then there's another race.
Can I take part in that? But I'll just do half. I'll do it as a relay.
A relay. Yeah. And the other race is going to be has a bit of swimming and cycling and running, but at very small distances.
Okay. But that's
lovely.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah.
So you're a mum. Could
I am, yeah.
could your
I'm
little
think
one-
about taking my little one as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we've got to talk more about the end of this then. So people, is it when you say it's a race? Are people competing against themselves or competing against others?
Well, it's we compete against themselves because everybody wants to finish the race. Everybody has a goal. It's either you want to finish, you have a better time to finish in that race, but it's usually you versus you. That's their motto, and anything is possible. Those are the two slogans that we always Ironman is claimed for.
And so what happens when you win the race then? So
Actually, we have slots for people who win in all the different age groups. We could qualify to the World Championship in New Zealand.
Wow.
Again,
Amazing.
all the different age groups the winners will qualify to the World Championship.
Wow. All the way down there in New Zealand.
Yes.
The Middle Earth. Lovely. That'll be beautiful. And so what's for you now between now and November when it takes place? What is it for you as a director of the whole thing? What do you have to do? What do you have to make sure is happening and making sure is working and stuff over the next few months?
We have a lot of organization that we have to take care of. With a lot of different entities between the government, the police, safety regulations, merchandising. The routes already been set, and we've been also publicized on the website where the race starts and where it ends. But again, putting the whole race together, there's a lot of work. We have a full team that we're working really hard to make sure that every aspect of this race is going on smoothly and perfect.
So if you'd like to join the Ironman 70.3 race, how would you come about doing that, and when are the deadlines for joining?
Well, first you could go on the website, the ironman.com /70.3 Egypt, and you could find the registration there. You could just log in and register. Again, we have a cap limit of number of participants to attend this race, which is 2,500. Mm-hmm. So whenever votes are done, we'll post
You'll let everyone know.
Definitely, for sure. But we're doing fine. We're selling really well.
And the Facebook page is Ironman 7.3 Egypt. So there you go. If you want to go, there's some great videos on there, and you've got an Instagram as well, haven't you?
Yes.
That people can have a look at. Just for anybody, just tell us again, what is the race, what are the distances, and when is it taking place?
Ironman 70.3 Egypt in Sahel Hashish on November 19th. It's 1.9 kilometer swim, 90 kilometer cycling, and 21 kilometer run.
Awesome.
And we'll see you on the start line.
and the date is?
November 19th.
November the 19th. Hassan, best of luck with it. Thank you very much for coming. I know that Nancy's already signed up whilst we've been talking.
Yep, signing up as soon as we go.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you guys for having me.
Hit music for Egypt. Nile FM.